really good stuff. And Intelligence for War. So, look, this is one of the Big Finish ranges, which is still knocking it out the park, right? It's absolutely knocking out the park, and this one absolutely does that. And Intelligence for War, it's written by Eddie Robson, who's a very, very solid Doctor Who writer. He absolutely knows what he's doing. This is a Third Doctor Season 7 story, although in terms of tone, it bridges Season 7 and 8, right? This feels like you have Barry Letts coming in and working with Derek Sherwin, right? And so you get a kind of blend of the tones and moving away from the cold dourness, really, of Season 7 and much more into the warm, humid family of Season 8, right? You do see that. So the interesting thing about this, there's no original cast in it at all. You have Daisy Ashford playing Liz, who is the daughter of Caroline John. Freaking fantastic, right? The first one she did of these, I was like, yeah, it's okay. This, she inhabits the role. She absolutely, I at no point felt I wasn't listening to Liz, right? Same with John Coltrane's Brigadier. At no point does it occur to you this isn't Nicholas Courtney. And I think Tim Trevorrow's the Third Doctor. I've always enjoyed, right? I've always thought he was excellent. You can tell he's not perfect, but it's a great performance, right? It's a great. So this has here. Let me see if I can. I'll pull this down behind the scenes. Oh, 8 minutes. I'm not going to do the whole 8 minutes on that. So this is 7 episodes, one story, and there are what I call it woke tropes or not in it. I mean, look, there's a lot of the lesbian lefty spiritualism of the Barry Letts years, right? There's a little bit too much being gay in it, right? When I say a little bit too much, you have one character who's gay. When I say gay, lesbian, right? You never have gay men. It's always gay women. Right, and there are a bit too many female characters, so it becomes confusing at somewhat because a lot of them sound quite similar. But the basic idea is Liz is in trouble, right? Liz is in trouble. Yeah, we can download the trailer. So you can download it, and the Doctor has to help her. Liz is in trouble for being a little bit lefty herself, right? Look, for $20, this is excellent value. This is better value than Callum that's on sale. I just saw how cheap this was, right? Let me open that up. What was I going to say? So yeah, Liz is in trouble. You got this other military force other than UNIT coming in and intruding in on UNIT. And they immediately arrest Liz Shaw for breaking some kind of security protocol and take her away from questioning. So that was very good. You had the main villain, which did the Season 7 thing very well, of having it grow and expand and become more detailed, right? And you get more of an understanding to it. The idea at the end, it gets a little bit too clever for its own good. Which when I say clever for its own good, it feels like it was too clever to be on TV, right? It feels like you would never. It feels like that it would be nixed for being too confusing, right? That because at some point, but it's a clever idea. Again, it's just a little bit too clever for its own good. Hold on a second. Again. Fantastic writing. The music is perfect. It puts you properly feel like you're in that era, right? I feel like I've experienced a Third Doctor story which I've never seen, which I think is the point of these things. So good for that. And it's a story that engages me, right? It actually literally engaged me and took me to places where it surprised me while at the same, and it felt. How can don't want to say contemporary because contemporary means awful, right? But it felt like a modern intelligent drama rather than anachronistic, while at the same time feeling very incredibly authentically Doctor Who, which is something that again you don't get that that often. So I think this balanced all the different things, and it came off very well. Look, it's Nick Briggs behind being involved with anything is, I think, vitally important, right? He is so important to Big Finish in terms of he's the only person who can make anything that, in my mind, is listenable, right? But this one, I'm really happy to say is a recommend, right? Who is he? Who is the director? Director, script editor, music. Yeah, you can feel his influence for everything because his deep understanding of the era. I love it when the Brigadier goes up against other military types. You got like, I don't want to spoil it, right? I don't want to spoil it, but you go a lot into Liz's Cambridge days, which I liked a lot as well. I thought that was quite clever. And generally speaking, yeah, look, this range is one of the few. If you want a bit of real proper Doctor Who, this is one of the few that's really knocking it out the park. Let me look at the cast for a second. So Tim Treloar, John Colcher, Daisy Astley, we spoke to Tom Bell. Bit of a is he the horny professor? You have a young horny professor, and again you've got too many female characters, and it just becomes kind of confusing as they all talk over each other because they all kind of have that home counties poshness to them, right? And, in general, but I can't see anybody else who really looked up. But generally speaking, this one's a recommend. Let's look at the trailer. Seconds over here. I'm dying. I reviewed it and I made this as a
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who: The Third Doctor Adventures, Intelligence for War.
Liz, listen to this. Lone Nazi invades Norfolk pub.
What are you reading, Doctor?
Did you make background?
Okay, and that was a really great way to introduce you to the plot. It really felt, he felt very authentically like the Doctor, right? I think and so. I thought it was great.
Checks on Dr. Shaw before you appointed her.
God grief!
What was it? I didn't see it.
Something that really shouldn't be here. Fire!
I forgot this was in one of the early episodes. So yeah, you get the what was I going to say? You do get that feeling of the era, right? You do get every trope from that era.
I'm talking about the Anti-War Alliance.
Is it true we're secretly at war with another planet?
Of course not.
We have a deeply alarming situation developing.
Brigadier, this is a very sensitive area in terms of global politics.
I suppose I want to equip people to better understand the world and not get trapped into ways of thinking that drag us all down.
Man, does it have a denouement that is so Barry Letts lefty? It really is. Barry Letts hand-wringing lefty politics, like really flowing through it. But it feels so authentically right in this as well. One thing I don't like about it is how Liz Shaw becomes more important than the Doctor a couple of times, especially towards the end, which again, it just feels like this desperate overcorrecting for somewhat sexist attitudes 50 years ago. I just think we could really get over it.
To make the world a better place.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Cambridge.
I learned a lot, but also not enough. And I don't know what to do next.
I'll help you, but you have to tell me everything.
See? They sound like priests, like the same person.
So what do you use this bunker for, Brigadier?
I will not calm down. Tell me what's
Walk
going
out.
on.
Restrain Dr. Shaw, please.
Oh, in the end, you do have two very, very clearly lesbian lovers heading off together in space. It's a very Big Finish 2023. Everything I say about it is putting you off, but it's really good. At the same time, I think it's really, really good.
Touch me!
Something in the underground, they're saying. The army's been called in. Harold Chorley just interviewed one of them.
That isn't Liz Shaw.
This is fascinating.
Too fascinating, if you ask me.
Brian, I find the way you see the world fascinating.
Oh, they really nailed the music as well. Like, the music is so on point.
You're the Doctor?
Yes. How do you do?
Yeah, you're not what I imagined at all.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Indeed, indeed. So yeah, look, for me it's a recommend, right? For me it's an absolute recommend.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.